Hello and welcome to Left Coast Live. I am your host, Dear McBusiness, joined as always by Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. We are California lefties coming at you with national politics as well as some Michigan politics tonight, Stat Pat. We have election results to cover. Isn't this exciting?
Of course it is. Shit. I mean, already, huh?
Let's do a little check-in with mainstream media to see what
And after
is the
Corey Bush and Jamal
latest.
Bowman lost,
For those of you that just
in the
are
context of
just
all
joining
this,
us
in all the races that are going to happen, the
Or
incumbent's
don't-
going to win 90.
or don't know what we're talking about, Abdul Al-Sayed is up against an APAC candidate, Haley Stevens, and all signs are pointing that Abdul Al-Sayed should take this.
I agree.
I like
so
this
I-
dude.
No, he beat her. I mean, look, he
This young
clearly
dude with
has
glasses,
a
I
better
forget his
connection to
name,
that
Chris
district.
something.
All
Chris
I'm
Hayes?
saying is
Yeah.
what ends up happening is because of
used to be
how
good. He's a little-
novel, right?
He's still a
sort
little
of man bites
establishment.
dog aspect
Yeah,
of
he's one of the
news
least
is
bad
when a
ones, for
challenger
damn
beats
sure.
Unusual thing. We've seen it happen before in this election. Again, with 2% in, we're not in a position.
in Kansas.
But we're part of Wayne County. Sri Thanadar is an incumbent, and he's
sort of Justice Democrats that were, there's Ilhan Omar and there was AOC and Rashida Tlaib.
Oh, he's actually
there was also
bringing up
Jamal
the
Bowman
Justice
in New York. And
Democrats.
after Corey Bush and Jamal Bowman lost their primaries to sort of more centrist candidates, basically, with a fair amount of outside money, some of which ASPAC related, some of which not. There was a little bit of like, oh, this moment of sort of leftist insurgent primary challenges is over. I think that obituary was very premature, as we've seen.
Right.
But it is very interesting that in this year in which there has been a lot of success by left insurgent candidates, that's a place where there was a rematch. It was the same two candidates in the same sort of axes of disagreement.
Yeah.
And clearly the incumbent won. The other thing I'd say, which relates to what Lawrence is saying, is in the context of all this, in all the races that are going to happen, the incumbent's going to win 95% of the
Right.
time, or 92% of the time,
Although-
or maybe 89. Like,
When it's somebody who used to hold the seat
Totally,
and has a lot
yes.
of name recognition against somebody
No,
who's currently holding
totally.
the seat, the incumbency, it's a
I
little.
agree.
But so I
no, he
think
beat her. I mean, look, he clearly
All right.
has a.
Whatever.
I mean,
I'll keep an eye on that. If we get some good coverage, I'll let you guys know.
yeah, I mean, he's trying to make the case that, like,
Yeah, there's Abdul Al-Sayed. He's at 52.6%. There's only 17% in. But he's up 20,000 votes on her right now. So
Okay.
it's a good thing. So here's the
I
thing
think he
about
is, like,
Abdul
easy to take it.
El-Sayed. All right. He has not embraced the DSA. He has not embraced the socialism label.
right,
He
and vice
says-
versa.
When he was put into a corner, he says that he's a capitalist still. So I don't know. He has successfully avoided that question better than anyone I've seen so far. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he's got a lot going for him, man. This guy. Did you know he was a lacrosse player, by the way?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
fellow laxer, knows how to compete.
Interesting.
It's nice to have. I feel like a requirement for candidates, for progressive candidates that are running in the Democratic Party is you have to have won something other than an argument. You have
Yeah.
to have. I don't care if it was a tennis match or a soccer game or a game of chess or whatever, but you have to be a winner in some other context than just argument in order to meet my criteria for, being a voice from the progressive left.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Corey Bush as well. Cartoon 49, thank you for joining us. Fire up the chat, guys.
Is Missouri
We
also
love
having
to-
their
we love-
elections?
We love to talk to the chat. Corey Bush, let's take a look.
Yeah, because that's because she's running again, if I'm not mistaken.
Missouri first, right?
I think so. I think that's exactly
yeah,
it.
she doesn't look good. Bush has got 26%. Oh, Bell has already gotten called.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Wesley Bell wins the Democratic primary.
Fucking wow.
26% of the vote, and he crushed her. He
That's
got basically
wow.
26. He basically got, like, if you round, he got 27,000. She got 10,000. but that was like just that's only like a quarter of the votes in. She's only going to end up with, 40,000 votes, or she might end up with less than 40,000 votes. That's sad. What happened
really
to Cori
is.
Bush? She got crushed.
Right.
Probably just ran out of money.
Maybe, yeah. I don't think she has enough, like, I don't know if, I mean, she does have name recognition, but in terms of being like a firebrand, I think Jamal Bowman has her beat because he's another one that got knocked out by APAC money. And he might actually have a chance of getting back into the House if all goes right.
All right, let's bring our fucking mainstream media guys in to talk about this win. Here's your boy Chris Hayes going at it.
The ex-chief of staff, Tom Daschle, a guy named Pete Rouse, legendary, who was seen as the 101st senator. And he said his first meeting with Pete Rouse is Pete Rouse comes in and he says, he's got this brain trust in front of him, and he goes,
So it's
to the
sad
young
that
senator, the best thing you can do
Bush
is
is out.
answer your mail. That when
Yeah.
you wrote to the senator because you
Ridiculous.
were mad about an
All right, enough of the story time,
thing
Chris.
Chuck Schumer has done. He's voted with Chuck Schumer on everything. There's never been. Remember the big fight on the Senate floor between Chuck Schumer and Bernie Sanders, where they really slugged it out over? No, it never happened once. Not once. Those two people agree about 99% of the
No,
time.
that's
Tactically,
ridiculous.
they might have disagreements inside
No,
about what we should go
not
for next
true.
and all that sort of thing. But
Strategically.
I mean, Bernie
Sanders
is too
has
nice.
a way of sounding like
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
he's not from inside the building. And that is the key to that perception of establishment. And Chuck Schumer is so much a creature of the building, and he can't pretend otherwise that he is from that building.
Can I add one addendum to that, which I basically agree with? I do think the super PAC role here is worth shining a light on. I mean,
Thank
there
you.
really were $60 million dropped on Abdul El Sayed's head from money from out of, like, there was nothing on the other side of that, right? So there is a pool of money that has been marshaled in these races, often on behalf of what's been coded as the establishment candidate, whether that's a fair establishment or not. And I agree with you. That super PAC money is a bit orthogonal to the actual like tactical and ideological debates. They don't line up. They have been sort of collapsed into the same. But when we're talking about the Michigan Senate race and this establishment, there really was one candidate who had $60 million.
$60 million of TV ads.
Of TV ad super PAC money that was dropped against him where it wasn't for the other candidate. Like, that is just the fact. And that's been true in a lot of these races where it has been the case that outside money, sometimes it's crypto money, sometimes it's AI money, sometimes it's sort of party donor money, and in many places it's APAC associated money has been directed at one person. Whether that's like the establishment or not, I don't really think that really makes sense because they've all been collapsed together. But that is one vector where we really have seen a difference.
Let's talk a little bit, because we've now got polls closed in Michigan. I want to talk a little bit about the Michigan governor's race.
I'll
we
say
do have
when
the incumbent governor is Gretchen Whitmer.
would be a
when she
huge,
first won the
huge
governor's race, people were like,
rebuke
we're
of AIPAC.
surprised that she won. Yeah, not only were you surprised that she won, but she won by 10 points. Then she won by 10 points again. She's just been electorally profound both times. And in this primary for governor, he's got calling him a DEI candidate. John James is an African-American Republican. So this is a very interesting race. All the times.
Wow, that's interesting. Did you hear that?
A lot of it on like weird AI slop. Like, it's just been very strange. He's been attacking John James on the basis of race, calling him a DEI candidate. John James is an African-American Republican. So this is a very interesting race. Trump endorsed John James in June. There were two other candidates in the race. That prompted them both to get out, but they got out so late, they're still on the ballot. Like, it's on the Republican side, they think, oh, they've had 2 terms of Gretchen Whitmer. We finally got a shot at this thing. And they have really made quite a hash of it in this primary. In terms of results that we are seeing so far, can we put up the board that we've got in terms of the Republican gubernatorial primary in Michigan?
God, who cares?
This is what we've got so far in that race. Mike Cox,
James.
again, is out of the race.
Well, we'll see. That'll be an interesting race in Michigan for governor.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine the establishment in Michigan is very popular.
Yeah. I mean, did anybody run against Gretchen Whitmer?
Last time, I don't know. She's termed out.
Oh, so okay. So it doesn't even matter at this
That's why
point.
Jocelyn Benson is going to be running against her. I don't know anything about Jocelyn Benson.
So she's basically she's the candidate on the Democratic side for the for the governor right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about her. I just know that like Gretchen Whitmer really tanked her political career. Honestly.
Yeah, Jocelyn Benson. She's Secretary of State. She's got the Get Things Done for Michiganders thing going on her website.
Yeah.
You know,
Never heard that before.
probably not a DSA endorsed candidate. Um, so let's see if you have any comments on the DSA. No, she doesn't seem to have made a. She doesn't seem to have made any public comments on the DSA. I don't know. DSA isn't as big in Michigan as you might expect, although because they didn't endorse Abdul al-Sayed because he's a
Right.
capitalist.
Right. Yeah.
But we're going to see the power of personality, I think, with Abdul al-Sayed winning
Right.
this thing.
I'm looking forward to the Wisconsin governor's race because of
Yeah.
I
Hong.
think yeah, it would be excellent to see her actually run away with it.
Let's check in with the other races. So Michigan governor we just did. And then Michigan 7th. Lawrence over Brink. It's not none of these other. Kansas Senate, do you give a fuck? I mean, we know the Republicans going to win that one.
Right, of course.
Kansas governor, we know
Fortunately.
that, we know that the Republicans going to win that. These red states, man, really just disappoint me. They're such Fox News watchers, man. I was
Yeah.
thinking about it. I was like, if I could make a pitch to rural America, it would be as long as you don't wave the Confederate flag, beat your Bible, or stick your gun, or have your gun so you can have power over others. Like, as long as you don't violate those three criteria, we've got a chance. I am open to a relationship with you. But
Yeah, I
you got to
agree.
reject MAGA. You got to reject those three particular subcultures in America.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree.
Oh, that looks so much better, by the way.
I know it's like it's hard to like keep it in one place so like just enough light peeks through, but not that like it's like totally dark in here, you know. But yeah, so it's Kansas, Virginia, Michigan, and what other states have primaries today?
It looks. I don't know about Virginia. Let me see, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Bert Mizusawa.
Oh, and then also Missouri. So Kansas, Missouri, Virginia,
That's
Michigan.
U.S. Senate Republican Party, Democratic Party. Mark R. Warner.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else going on in Virginia. 89. Yeah, see, this is for the Republican Party. Is that what you were curious about?
Is it just the Republican primary
Yeah,
in
because the
Virginia?
Democratic primary's done. He didn't. But Mark R. Warner's the incumbent. He went uncontested.
Okay, I thought.
Is that what you were curious about?
Yeah, I thought like the primaries taking place like counted for both parties. I didn't know that like each party had their own specific designated primary days.
Yeah, no, yeah, he just didn't have. I mean, it happens all the time. Is the establishment is so popular, he doesn't get challenged. Happens all the time.
Oh, okay. So there's like no one actually challenging him, huh?
Right.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah, that's why he's not
I
on
didn't
the
know
cover
that.
of the New York Times.
No, I see. Yeah.
Let's see. So, El Sayed has still at 53%. 52.5%. He's on her by 21,000 votes. God, it's amazing how few people vote in these fucking things. This
Yeah.
is the entire state. So if it's 18% now, multiply that by 5. So you're going to end up with like a $1.3 million vote, 1.3 million vote count. uh, when this election is done. So
Okay.
Syed's got to get to 650,
Yeah.
and he's on his way. He's doing well. I'm looking here. You guys want to see this? Here, I'll share this
Yeah,
tab.
according to like all the polls, like he's just been like above and beyond, especially um uh in terms of the um what is it? The threshold of margin of error. Like even far exceeding that in like multiple polls
Uh-huh.
against Haley Stevens. So it's
This is
very, very
interesting, though.
promising.
There must be a lot of results left in Detroit because
Yeah,
only
looks
only
like it.
2% of only 2%
Yeah.
of votes are in. 60% of votes are in for
Oakland County.
Oakland
It's like
and
a suburb.
El Sayed. Yeah, so that's a suburb. Would maybe be APEC friendly. Macomb County also suburb, but he did really well there. He's up 55-42 there.
That's with 10% in, and the
Yeah.
Ann Arbor, which is like right near
That's where
Dearborn.
it's where University of Michigan is.
Right. Yeah. It's
Okay, so
makes sense to
they just
assume.
did another small addition to the
I
vote
see.
count.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the county to the right of Ann Arbor, is
Yeah,
that the
that's
county?
Wayne.
Isn't Dearborn in Wayne County? Because
I
if it
couldn't tell you.
is, I think it might actually be.
It's southeast of Detroit. That's all that really
That's
matters.
right. Right.
Grand Rapids, dude. He's 20%. He's already up 15 points.
That's
As
crazy.
soon as you get to 20% of the votes in, you should have a normalized sample of what's out there,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even a trend. Yeah. So here we go. More votes coming in. Percentages
Yeah,
didn't move,
and
but
isn't
he's still up 21,000. He's still up 21,000 on her.
hell yeah, and isn't Grand Rapids like one of the more
Yeah,
sort of
obviously it's
conservative?
leftist. Yeah,
Okay.
20%, and he's up 15 points.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. Dearborn is actually like just um like uh 10 miles west of Detroit, roughly.
10 miles. That's it.
Well, let me actually take a
So
look
the
here.
economy is the same. It's
No, it's
part of
sorry,
the
it's
same economy.
like roughly 10 to 15 kilometers. I'm not sure why it's giving me kilometers here. It is, but yeah, it's
Whatever.
in
That's close as
it's
hell.
in yeah, it's in so it's in that same exact county, Wayne County. So
Interesting state.
no, right, yeah. So we're gonna definitely see that county flip to I guess you call it aquamarine for Abdul El Sayed.
Where did he kill it? So Stevens killed it in Sanilac County.
I think with enough
It's
time
probably-
passing by, it'll
Probably white as fuck.
the more
He's
votes
doing
coming
well up in the rural, like, no man's land of
in.
Michigan.
Yeah. Funny enough.
This is amazing. All
Yeah.
right, let's bring it back to just you and me. So here we are, man. Another election night.
Yep.
I think, I'm as just the older brother in this relationship. I just feel like I'm always going to be tempering your expectations. And I think that this is consistent with the baby steps approach to change. And it's going to be a Senate seat here, a House seat there, a governorship here, and then the solutions have to prove themselves. So we got a window. We'll get a window of about 2 or 3 elections.
Yeah.
But you're going to see it probably happen at a state level in an urban and suburban settings before you see it happen in rural areas for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's gonna be a good night regardless. 'Cause I do see Abdul Al Sayed running away with this, and it's gonna be a very, very big deal, especially for the makeup of the Senate and the politics that gets introduced there, and I'm excited to see like how much he's actually able to accomplish and actually stand by um, what he campaigns on, and he takes the Mamdani method and to an extent the Trump method by still campaigning even as a senator, even after winning the general in November. I hope he's still a huge advocate for himself and like his constituents, and obviously his policy platform, because those are really like the more popular, I guess you could say, types of politicians. The ones who, even after winning, don't stop fighting and don't stop uh, pursuing their policy goals and whatnot. Not just like sitting back, like, oh, time to kick back and just collect on some fucking campaign contributions and scratch the back of the people who funded me to get into office. It's like, no, like actually deliver and prove that you can deliver regardless of where you come from, how you got in there, and what your politics are. And then, not to mention deliver for your like the working class of your.
But to the trained eye, you can kind of see if someone's a political figure or if they're a public servant.
Yeah.
And it seems like Abdul al-Sayed really wants to be a public servant.
Yeah.
And I really like him. I hope he pulls this out.
Yeah, especially
a
like
bit of it. He's down to 52.3%. So he's not as comfortable as he was a minute ago. He was up a full 8 points. Now he's only up 7.8 points, but still quite a bit.
Right. I still think like he I mean just watching his debate performances versus Haley Stevens and the way like they both answer questions, it's just like the authenticity difference between the two of them is just like night and day.
So, we can. Do you guys want to take a break and watch some fucking enraging content?
We can do that.
Yeah, let me see. More.
I'm looking forward to this.
Union, Latino voters. Yeah, this is unbelievable. All right, here we go. Motherfucker.
What we got?
This is a video from More Perfect Union on Latino voters in Texas. And it's a small sample size, so we're not judging everybody.
Talk about the Latino vote.
But this is legitimately disturbing to me.
Single election in my lifetime. Political pundits have spent a lot of time and money trying to analyze the motivations of Latino voters. But we're going to do something different. We're going out on the ground in the Rio Grande Valley to actually talk to voters.
1 in 5 Latino men regret voting for President Trump.
I think it's probably higher than that.
That's you? People are under stress.
Yeah.
People are trying to figure out how to put food on the table.
Prices of food and the price of gas and the price of everything
keeps going
up and up and up and up and up.
They've seen politicians promise this or that or the other, and they've seen politicians turn on those promises.
It's true that Latinos have shifted dramatically towards Trump in the last 2 elections. With Latino men, it's even more dramatic.
And it's also true that just 2 years into Trump's second term, Latino voters could be shifting back again. But there's a much deeper story going on that the mainstream media and the leadership of both parties isn't telling you. Democrats might be confident they're winning Latinos back this time. But what happens after this one election if they don't deliver on their promises?
That question might be coming to a head right here in Texas's 15th district.
The incumbent is Monica De La Cruz, a Republican. Her challenger is new to politics, Bobby Pulido, a Tejano star who retired from his music career to run for office.
He's an unconventional Democrat.
He sings.
Bringing a shock to the system of South Texas politics. So what is it about him? We traveled deep into the conservative heart of the district and sat Pulido down with Latinos who voted for Trump but don't like what they see. And we watched as Pulido made his pitch to get their vote and give them a convenient pathway into the Democratic Party.
Okay.
During the Biden administration, the government just was off, man. It looked weak. It just didn't look strong, man.
Mario grew up in the Valley. He runs a construction company. It's been a family business for years. He voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024.
Mom was making dinner.
He strikes you out.
And Dad was in the living room watching TV. And one of the shows that I would watch with Dad was The Apprentice. And I believe we were conditioned. I believe we were conditioned to keep seeing him.
Oh, you were conditioned.
Yeah.
If you were aware that you were conditioned, then you weren't conditioned. You were convinced.
Hindsight is 2020. So obviously,
you
like
were convinced, bro.
Saying that
conned.
now makes more sense. Yeah.
You got fucking conned. Not once,
Too
not twice, but 3 fucking times. You're not just stupid. You're insane. According to the AA definition of insanity, repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And what an idiot. What an idiot.
Right? And there's a certain group of people that like to see success. I like success, man. Yeah. I like success, and I like for people to be successful.
What the fuck does that even mean? Like, see, these guys, you know what that means? You know what that means? You know what that's code for? I want everybody to get rich. And my purpose in life is to get rich. That's all this guy cares about is getting rich.
Right.
That's all this motherfucker cares about.
Yeah, I mean,
I
take a look
voted for
at like
Trump during
small business owners, especially a whole like the restaurant industry is a perfect example. Most people are just breaking even. No one's like going above and beyond. You know,
If they do get successful, then they get bought by a big boy, and it's just another tale of corporate consolidation.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the small business model works up until a point.
Yes.
Once it becomes a conglomerate and it threatens fucking democracy, it should not have that much power.
Bingo.
A lot of these conversations are just changing the framing. Like, we're not even close to productive conversations because we can't get past the idiots.
Yeah, not to mention like you just said, the framing of these conversations.
Yes.
Yeah.
his first term.
Robert also lives in the Rio Grande Valley. Like many of his neighbors, up until recently, he was a Trump voter.
He promised a whole lot of stuff. And I fell for it. You know, oh, the country's going to get better. He's going to bring this economy back.
So here's the thing. I don't think I've ever heard Trump ever say once, I promise to do this, or I promise to do that. That's the thing. Like, so, like, saying that Trump promised you guys these things, this is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, sure, like, maybe he said, like, only I can do this, or only I can do that because the Democrats are so bad, or whatever the fuck, but he never promised shit. Like,
well, he said he promised he'd drain the swamp, and he promised that
how'd
he
that
wouldn't go. He said no more foreign wars. Yeah. So he promised some things.
Yeah,
but,
these are crumbs that he would like lob out there for.
But he didn't say like instead of saying like helping, Trump would say winning. So you're gonna be sick of winning. Like, and that's what every American douchebag like entrepreneur wants to think of themselves as a winner.
Yeah, and he never like fully 100% committed to one idea or policy or another because he knows if he gets like actually pressed on it and gets his feet held to the fire, that gives him wiggle room to just like back out of it because it's like I never said I promised to do this or that. It's just like it's the way he's always been.
All right, back to it.
Yeah.
Where we need to be.
Texas's 15th district stretches from the Rio Grande Valley up to the suburbs of San Antonio. It is more than 80% Hispanic and predominantly working class. It moved significantly right in 2020 and 2024, especially amongst Latino men. Mario and Robert now think differently about Trump's success.
We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, it's too much winning.
Tired of winning would be that the market is stable. Prices and materials for construction are reasonable. People are able to build product and move it out. People are able to give work to the workers.
I shit you not. Recently, Trump actually was asked about or told about this. It's like, I don't understand. People are saying the economy's not doing great or this, that, and the other. It's crazy. I have a friend. He just bought himself a jet. It seems to be doing all right. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, fucking, how much more out of touch can you be? It's so fucking obvious. He doesn't. He's even said himself.
But dude, people are scared to death of him. Nobody wants to tell him the truth.
Bingo. Yeah.
Everyone around him is scared to death of him. Everyone's a yes man. The only people that could probably get through to Trump are Steve Bannon and Stephen Miller.
Right.
You know.
He's even been asked, like, what do you think of the average ordinary Americans who can't afford to get by right now, like, or are having an affordability crisis? And he says, I don't think about them at all. Actually, I'm trying to, because they were talking about the Iran war and how it's affecting the cost of living and making everything go up. And he's like, I don't think about that at all.
Yeah.
It's like, hello.
The workers can work without any sort of worry that they can't even go to the job site because they might be harassed by a state trooper or a police officer here in the city because they're going to call ICE on them.
New tonight, experts say ICE is intensifying operations across the country. Sources telling NBC News almost 10,000 people have been arrested in just 5 days.
How much of what you've seen with President Trump's mass deportation policy has had an impact on you shifting away from the Republican Party?
Oh my God.
A lot.
I could not, in any good conscience, vote or support a Republican candidate.
We are a border town, and we have people that have been here for 15, 20 years that have been providing a life for their families. I believe that we need to respect that as a country. And unfortunately, when Mr. Trump started doing what he was doing, I had never seen the level of anxiety that I saw. I had never seen business owners call me at the level where it's like, we can't get people to go to work.
You had this video that went viral.
Mr. Trump, you're supposed to be our hero, man. But I don't understand how this makes any sense for anyone.
Tell me about it.
It was a cry for help.
It's not supposed to
a
make
cry for
sense.
help
It's
because
supposed
I wasn't
still
Mr.
fear.
Trump, you're supposed
at the level where it's like, we can't get people to go to
his
work.
Moment.
You had this video that went viral.
Mr. Trump, you're supposed to be our hero, man. But I don't understand how this makes any sense for anyone.
Because you don't understand the system, you fucking idiot. Because you never studied the system. Because you never took the time to educate yourself. And with the internet now, there's no fucking excuse for not knowing the goddamn basics. The Republican Party stands for three things. Tax cuts for 1%ers and corporations, not you. Then you got excessive military spending. And of course, politicization of our courts, which is an extension to ICE. And this motherfucker had no idea any of this was coming because he is willfully stupid.
Yeah.
He is willfully stupid. It's more than willfully ignorant. This is willfully stupid, dude. How do you not know the basics of what the Republican Party stands for?
Yeah, it's like Trump is doing everything that Trump said he would do. Like, this is
the mass deportations were a core part of his message,
and they were celebrated by the base. And
he just didn't think it would affect him.
And he's sitting here saying like, "Oh, well, I mean, none of this really makes sense." It's just like, yeah, it makes perfect sense to fascists. Like,
right. He doesn't even know what fascism is, dude.
Right.
He doesn't know what fascism is. He doesn't know what socialism is.
Too ignorant to be one, too.
He doesn't even know what capitalism is, man. And he definitely doesn't know what neoliberalism is.
Tell me about it.
It was a cry for help, man. It was a cry for help because I wasn't seeing our local politicians stressing the amount of impact this was having on our economy, on our builders. Yeah. And when I wasn't seeing our politicians, from our mayors to our commissioners, raising awareness that there are picking up people, literally picking them up with proper documentation to be here, why are you our leader?
When we're out on the expressway and we're out there with our signs protesting and stuff, 96% of the response we get from people are positive.
What would it have been like, maybe during Trump 1.0?
I didn't see that, Jack.
Would you even been out there?
No, and I would have laughed at the people that would have gone out there.
You might be asking yourself, why did these guys vote for Trump? if they're so upset about his immigration policy. He was very open about what he wanted to do.
Here we go.
Well, the flip side is they have a lot of disagreements with Democrats on this issue, too.
The reason I was inclined to vote for Trump was because during the Biden administration, what we saw was a huge influx of immigrants at our border. I believe we live in the best country in the world. We have billionaires that could throw rockets into the sky. So why is it that we don't have a secure border?
Because of people like you. You fucking superficial, self-serving moron. Moron. Like the way he's talking about it is like, why is this way? I mean, have you Google searched the history? Do you know what the values of this party are and have been for the last 45 years?
Do you know why all these people are even coming to this country in the first place? Do you know where they're coming from and why they're coming from the places that they are coming from?
He doesn't.
Yeah, it's like, hello. It's just like, just take a little bit of time. It's like, what? It's like, it's so easy to just buy into the narrative. It's just like, they just want to rip America off because we're so nice and we have open borders and we just let everybody in and just give them everything. It's just like bull fucking shit. Right. Not even remotely goddamn true.
In this political vacuum created by the distrust of how both Trump and Democrats have approached the border and the economy,
Democrats
a
ran
new
to the
political
right
contender has stepped forward.
on immigration.
Last year, Democrat Bobby Polito launched a campaign for Texas's 15th congressional district, taking on Republican incumbent Monica De La Cruz. Bobby was born and raised in Edinburgh, Texas. He rose to fame as a successful Tejano musician before deciding to enter politics. I would love for you to introduce yourself to people that may not know who you are.
I spent 30 years singing, but before that, I was a Texas Boy Stater in high school. I studied political science at St. Mary's University. I have been very, very politically engaged, albeit not publicly, this whole time.
He's now making a case for his candidacy as a Democrat in a Trump-supporting region.
It's a K-shaped economy. There's definitely more people falling into poverty than not.
How do you see that reflected here in the Valley?
People are struggling.
Businesses closing, gas prices going up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have, as Democrats, have not really talked about the prosperity issue. What are we doing to talk about anything that's economically related? Nothing.
Well, some of us, the socialists, are calling for
To find out whether Bobby's
for example, I'm calling for debt relief because it's the quickest, easiest, most direct way to redistribute wealth. People think that wealth redistribution means taxing the rich, funneling that money through the system, and then out comes benefits for the poor or disadvantaged, and they end up becoming self-sufficient at some point. And it's just not the way it works. It could eventually someday work like that, but it's going to be a while. So direct help in the form of debt relief, in my opinion, is the best way to go. Number one cause of bankruptcy is medical debt, and I think credit cards and student loans can't be far behind. So
I mean, take a look at what Tim Walz in Minnesota as governor, he wiped entire slates clean of personal debt and shit. Like that's a great start. Like
no one talks about it. You only hear about that shit here, by the way. And you only hear criticisms of the Green New Deal from me, like on the left, because I've actually done the fucking homework.
Economic message was connecting with voters who felt abandoned by both political parties. We brought together Bobby, Mario, and several local residents for a roundtable discussion about Polito's candidacy and the challenges facing the region.
So my name is Efrain Gomez Jr. I'm from Donna, Texas, a little small town here in the RGB. I'm a construction owner. I'm here as a two-time Trump supporter.
My name's Ruben Ruiz Jr. I'm a land developer, builder also here in the Valley. I've been doing this for 24 years now. I am a Republican. I voted Republican for many years.
My name is Mario Guerrero. Voted for Mr. Trump every time he was on the ballot.
What are some of the biggest issues that voters are facing here right now?
My wife is a healthcare professional. Ask me if I have healthcare.
Do you have health?
I don't.
They just made a billionaire a trillionaire. Yeah. They just made that happen, right? So now Elon's going to go ahead and buy the rest of Boca Chica.
Meanwhile, I'm adding water to my soap bottle just to make it last longer.
The Rio Grande Valley was a farming community.
I mean,
one thing that
it's real
unites
funny,
us all-
guys. It's real fucking funny. Like, you did this. Like, you took Elon's side. You're on Elon's team. You
Right.
fucking idiots. Like, my question to them
All
is
they can do is
not
laugh
so
about
much
it.
like my question to them is not so much how are you, not like what would appeal to you as a voter. My question to you is what are you going to do for this country that undoes the damage your votes did in the last 3 presidential elections?
Bingo.
What are you going to do for the country other than just pay your taxes?
Right.
Because you owe this country a debt now.
Yeah.
Is that we come from nothing. And one thing that unites us is we always want our kids to do better than what we've done. And right now, that's not happening.
In 2024, Donald Trump successfully courted working-class Latino voters by prioritizing the economy and border security. But many of those same voters are now starting to feel disillusioned.
1 in 5 Latino men regret voting for President
Should be
Trump.
higher than that.
I think it's probably higher than
That's
that.
you? That's you? How did that happen? How did you go from being ardent Trump supporters to now not?
Everything he promised, he forgot about. So, yes, I regret voting for him.
But this is a conservative place, South Texas.
We're conservative, but when you start attacking our people, like you start attacking our family.
When it starts affecting you, right?
Bingo.
When it starts affecting you, you fucking narcissist.
Yeah.
You fucking sociopath.
I didn't think the leopards would eat my face.
The lack of fucking empathy. They don't even know what that word means.
No,
Idiots.
Yes, yeah.
Not just, but idiots and
every
complicit to bullies.
Right.
Like, there's no such thing as an innocent bystander, motherfucker. You're guilty as fuck.
It's like, yeah, it doesn't affect you right away, but when it affects other people first, eventually it's going to get to you. It's like if you don't understand that and what your vote does, then you're never going to understand. Like, it's like, oh, as long as I get mine, as long as I put me first, which is fine to an extent. But when you realize that you may have your ducks in a row, but if you're voting for people who support policies that could undermine that or would undermine that eventually in some form or another, how you're not, does it just not register that you're voting against your own interests in the long run?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't register. They're laughing about it, dude.
Yeah. No, of course.
They're
That's all you
laughing
can
about
do.
it.
It's like, yeah, it's like,
we're such a
there's
tight
laughter.
Community that you're attacking our families.
As Bobby told us, he's campaigning on economic issues, and those are cutting through to these voters. But immigration is on top of their minds too. And the way they tell it, the two issues are deeply connected, as the ICE crackdowns have had a major economic impact on this district and their businesses.
You don't say.
It's not only that they're getting out people that are undocumented, they go and detain people with legal U.S. green cards.
They detain naturalized citizens, okay?
Well, you're complaining about it. The Supreme Court said that you can legally discriminate based on skin color and accent.
They did the paperwork. They did everything right. Why are you detaining them?
They're scaring people.
Because they're brown people with a Mexican accent.
Because they're fucking racist, you
Yes.
idiot.
Fucking
They're
holy
racist.
shit.
They're xenophobes. They're
This is the
fucking
thing.
evil. You
This is the thing.
voted for evil, you stupid motherfucker.
Conservatives do not want to admit that racism still plays a major role, even if it's implicit.
They refuse to admit it. They refuse
Yeah,
to admit it.
even if it's not out and about, blatant and obvious. No, there's some people's motivations. Racism is intrinsic. They just know how to hide it because you have to, because it's a fucking non-starter. It's not appealing. It's bad for optics. But
it's also hard to spot sometimes.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah, but it's fucking there, and not enough conservatives understand or accept that.
Right.
And it took me a long time too.
Well, because then as soon as they admit that, then the entire conversation changes, and they give away their advantage. If they acknowledge these problems exist, then they would actually have to participate in solving them. But they don't want to solve them.
Yep.
They want to perpetuate them.
Exactly.
That's the thing. And then because people are scared.
They did everything right. Why are you detaining them?
They're scaring people, bro. That's the thing. And then because people are scared, they're afraid to go to the job site.
That's right. A community that is living in fear and
Oh, they're scared, so they're afraid to go to the job site. I mean, yes, dude, that's redundant.
paralyzed is not a community that can function right. When the thing was getting bad and they were raiding everybody and work just went to a standstill, if you're somebody that's in that business and you say, man, I got a loan out on this project and I can't get it going, I need somebody to at least a shoulder to cry on or go, hey, let me see what I can do, whatever. The last thing you want is for somebody to ignore you.
There's still a little trepidation about whether or not Bobby will go and be the Bobby of the Rio Grande when he goes to Washington, D.C. Do you guys worry about that at all, that he'll switch up on you?
Now that we know that we can go to Washington at any time, I'm just going to show up at Bobby's office like, yo, let's go have lunch.
What?
I'm being serious. I'm being
I'll bring the valley to you.
Yeah.
Dude, if Bobby's smart, he's going to run the fuck away from you, dude. Bobby doesn't respect you, bro. He might show you respect and kindness just because he's a smart politician.
Sure.
But trust me, dude, he doesn't feel it for you, man. You are the problem.
Polito's opponent, incumbent Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz, has represented Texas's 15th congressional district since 2023. De La Cruz has attacked Bobby's past as a Tejano singer, saying,
South Texas isn't just a stop on a comeback tour.
All right, here we go. Let's go here. This is El Sayed's new numbers here. He took a little bit of a hit. He's still up by 23,000. But he's taking a little bit of a hit on the numbers, the flattening out a little bit. But
you can see Wayne County just flipped.
Points.
Wayne County just flipped towards him too. That's still with only 3% in, up from 2%.
If Oakland County 67%, it's not going to flip. Well, he's only 3,000 votes away in Oakland County. If he won all of the Detroit area, that'd be sick.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time to count that entire area too.
Yeah, it's going to be a while before we get a result. Let's bring it back to us. So anyway, that's, I've been just fascinated by the Latino vote. I'm trying to understand it. But it
was a good video.
Same disease.
It's enlightening in a way.
Yeah, it was a good video. It's the same sins though that I talk about in my most recent videos, the 3 cardinal sins of American party politics, and those are hypocrisy, narcissism, and ignorance. Okay? Those are Latino men who are like sons of immigrants, and they voted to deport their fellow immigrants or son, and in some cases they've realized offspring of immigrants, regardless. And they're not that's the hypocrisy. The narcissism is that it doesn't matter until it affects me. And then the ignorance is just, you expected Trump to care about you? Like, do you know anything about this guy? You not only did you have like a bunch of other evidence before he ran in 2016, but you had a whole term with him as president already to draw from. And his greatest accomplishment was a tax cut for the wealthy and corporations. What do you want? Like, what more do you want to prove how wrong you are? You know what the issue that they don't talk about in that video within the Latino community that they don't talk about is abortion. And I think that the right to choose is not respected by a lot of Latino men.
Yeah.
Or at least it's shoved down their throat as like gospel in their culture. I don't know. But
no, of course.
that is an issue.
Yeah, it's very, a very Catholic culture, of course. And Texas was actually like the first. They were like the first shot across the bow when it comes to abortion. So I think they were the first ones that put forth the 15-week ban, if I'm not mistaken, during the Biden administration. So, and it's obviously a handful of things, but I mean that perfect union video makes more sense. I mean, and that's even the case with a lot of the Latino communities in California as well. You know, a lot of the rural communities, which are honestly like a lot more heavier Latino than we than we actually understand. They're all very conservative areas. Like they're all they all tend to go towards the Republican. You know, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's enlightening
But
though.
the fact that, though, in that video, we saw just the selfishness. I mean, I call it narcissism, but the whole idea that it's all about me.
Yeah.
This is the negative side of the sword of individualism. This is ODing on the culture of individualism, where people just literally only care about something if it affects them directly. Do you want to watch an interview with Abdul?
Yes, I do.
It's only 3 minutes. All right, hold on.
So if you win and get the Democratic Party that you want, who belongs in it and who doesn't?
Anybody who wants to take on fascism, anybody who wants to get money out of politics, anybody who wants to fight for union rights, anybody who wants to make sure that people can live free with clean air and drink clean water, anybody who wants to guarantee health care, come on in, the water is fine. We want to build a broad coalition, but sometimes when the Democratic Party talks about a big tent, we push everybody into the corner and then go talk and pander to the corner. I'm just trying to bring everybody to the tent pole in the middle to talk about what we really need. We need good housing. We need good schools. We need health care. We need to know that our government works for us rather than the corporations who buy off politicians. We need to know that our money is going to be spent on us. And I think that can unite people independent of how they pray, who they love, how they identify, if they pray, where they come from in the state, the color of their skin, coming together to build something that we can only have together.
Do you get, well, is there any group of people, any organization that's sort of a red line for you that says, no, you're not part of this, or that view is not part of the Democratic Party I'm hoping to sustain here in Michigan?
We're trying to define a viewpoint that's built on money out of politics, money in your pocket, Medicare for all. If you agree with those things, come join us. We're for civil liberties. We're for equal rights. We love and appreciate all people. And I want to build this movement, bringing people together around the things we need and deserve that we can have together if we fight for them.
Is the DSA part of the Democratic Party in Michigan?
Yes.
I'm not DSA.
I know you're not.
But if folks from the DSA want to be part of the Democratic Party, I would imagine that anybody would want them there, right? Because you want voters. Like this idea that somehow we are going to win elections by pushing people out seems to me to be inconsistent with the way that democracy works. You want a coalition of all people. You know who else are going to be part of my coalition? 3-time Trump voters who want health care, who want to keep our money here at home.
And they're out there, yeah.
They're out there. I meet them at almost every event I go to. So we're building a big, broad coalition,
So it took you
truly
3
a
times,
big tent of people that combines folks from DSA on one side, even if I'm not a socialist, and combines 3-time Trump voters, even if I've never voted for Donald Trump.
Are you concerned about being labeled a socialist?
I think that folks who come here, like with 2 weeks left in the election, really, really want to label me a socialist. I don't know why, except for maybe it fits into a nice telling of a broader national story. But I'm a scientist, right? And I like solutions that solve problems. That's the approach that I've always taken. I don't do ideology. I'd rather think of myself as a capitalist who actually read about capitalism, in the sense that the biggest risk to capitalism was always going to be corporate consolidation and monopoly rather than government regulation. In fact, you need some government regulation to make sure that capitalism runs well. I want to make sure that our capitalism is functional rather than allowing big corporations to buy
how do we get to
politicians
functional?
rig the system
Ask him
against
that.
us.
You are not a member of the Democratic Socialist.
Oh, he's such an asshole.
Did not endorse
I hate
you,
that.
But we
He's
know
so
that
he's
there
in
are
favor of
these
like
out there
you
in the
know
state right now.
But I hate that horrible job by the journalist there. He gives
you are not.
Capitalism is functional rather than allowing big corporations to buy politicians to rig the system against us.
What does a functional capitalist system look like? Or how do we get there? Should be the next questions. Instead, the journalist goes back to, but the DSA is like the communist revolution.
You are not a member of the Democratic Socialists of America. They did not endorse you. But we know that there are DSA members out there in this state right now campaigning on your behalf, handing out literature for you.
Who cares?
It's a big time, my friend.
And any concern, though, that they may be
No.
misrepresenting
Oh my
you?
God! Look at how
No,
scared
they're
the
casting
media
you
is.
as one of them when you say you're not.
You know, it's funny, right? Democrats are so concerned about what other people say about us. And I think we just need to be more concerned about what we say about the lives of Michiganders. I want to get money out of politics, put money in the pocket,
it
pass
should
Medicare
be
for
that
all.
fucking
If
simple.
you want to be part of that movement, whether you voted for Donald Trump 3 times or you are DSA, come join us.
All right. So good
Sure.
interview. He's a real pro. Let's check in on the numbers. He's still up 22,000 votes. The margin hasn't really changed. It's been around 22, 23,000 votes this whole night.
That's promising.
Which is interesting. I wonder where they're getting votes from. There's a lot of counties that are still up here. I'll show you guys this. This is my New York Times subscription coming to work. So this is the state of the race right now. You guys want to check in with the fucking MSM, see if we get lucky? No. No. Nothing about Abdul. No, let's get back to here. So, Haley Stevens was such a weak candidate, too. It's like, it makes me think that, like, another reason to hedge expectations. Abdul El-Sayed is an awesome candidate. The only thing that sucks about him is his name. Everything else is great.
Yeah, with the lingering Islamophobia.
Oh, it's
just
always going to be there.
It's implicit, yeah.
It's always. Look, I tell people conservatism is, well, actually, it's coming to me now. You can tell me if this is good writing. Conservatism is not just one kind of cancer. It's a lot of different kinds of cancers, but they all have one thing in common. You can't cut them out. You got to use radiation. You got to isolate, radiate, and mitigate conservatism. And part of the conservative cancer is Islamophobia. And it always will be. And that's just part of their otherizing. It's just that's their main brand is just otherizing.
You can't just take that portion of the cancer out. Like it's a collective package. Like it's part of the whole cancerous deal. It's part and parcel to being a hardcore, avowed, conservative, fucking Republican, no matter what. Like the people who are like just like adamant and tried and true, just like, yeah. We're getting votes quick. It just went up again. He's pulling away a little bit, back up over 23,000. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so great when he wins.
All right, let's see another interview.
Looking forward to Troy Jackson pulling away when he goes against Susan Collins as
well.
El-Sayed,
take it away.
Yeah, he just bought a book for his daughters and some peaches and plums, I think. Abdul, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Look, I've been hanging around for the last couple of days. You went full out yesterday, final 24-hour push. You've got 4 stops today before you see whether you win or not. What do you do in these last 24 hours at what's been called the most consequential race of this cycle?
I mean, most of the argument has been made. We kind of put an exclamation point on it yesterday. Today, we enjoy the space at the end of the sentence and just get to enjoy what Michigan has to offer. We have the most beautiful summers in the country, and Eastern Market actually is a place that I used to come as a kid, so it's just nice to be here, hang out with people, enjoy the conversation, and then just also celebrate democracy, right? Like today is election day. It's a beautiful thing that we get to do. We kind of take it for granted. That's something we get to do, but I don't, and so I'm just honored to be able to enjoy election day with folks.
I saw you going door to door last night trying to convince people who weren't registered to register, because you do have same-day registration here. But let me tell you about an interview that my colleague Nnamdi Egawanwu just did with Haley Stevens. She said, you have made this whole race about Israel and not Michigan.
Well, I would just say that the money that we send abroad to Israel is money that we don't keep here, to invest in our infrastructure here, and our schools here, and our healthcare here. I'm not the one running to send my tax dollars somewhere else. I'm the one running to keep it here. I'm not the one running with, $30 million of AIPAC spending, trying to send our money somewhere else. I'm the one running against that to keep it here. So it's nice to say I've made the whole race about something else. I'm just saying she wants to make her entire time in the Senate about something else. And at the end of the day, look, the conversation's been done. Voters are choosing today where they want to go.
And I think it is time for us to bring the party together so that we make sure that we beat Mike Rogers in November. So I'm not interested in continuing to prosecute this race. I think we've said what we need to say. I'm interested in figuring out how to heal those divides.
Okay, so good answer.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I wish. Look, I'm relentless with my criticism. It's never good enough. I think that's a winner's attitude. You can call me an asshole, but you cannot deny that that attitude will produce better performance. And so you always want to be. My point is, you're always learning. A real competitor is always learning.
Yeah.
There should be a pivot, a good pivot, from APAC to all PACs or to all of our campaign finance. And then you draw them into, that's why we need campaign finance reform to get rid of these PACs, and because they're telling what candidates should and shouldn't say and what to do when they're in office. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a little rhetorical trick to kind of get the conversation on your terms, because you're grateful for the exposure. You're grateful that MS Now is giving you some exposure, but you want it to be on your terms. He's doing great. No real criticism. I'm just saying, if I were, I'm just saying for anybody watching this that might have an interest in politics or even working for a campaign or whatnot, getting that attitude of getting the conversation on your terms is really valuable, because otherwise, you heard the agenda in the last interview. You heard the agenda, but the DSA, they're basically communists. It's like the Red Scare all over again. It's ridiculous.
Let's talk about both of those things. Mallory McMurrow, who dropped out of the race on July 5th, said she will come to whatever headquarters tonight is the winner and will work for them. We just heard from Haley Stevens, who said she will do whatever he would want me to do should he get the nomination. How do you bring the party together, and what do you say to Haley Stevens?
Look, I think all of us are united around the notion that we have to defeat Trumpism and defeat Mike Rogers.
You don't think there's a challenge in getting some of the people who really liked her, who think you're maybe too extreme?
Well, I think it's going to be all of us coming together to figure out how to make sure we all pull all of our supporters together. I think the other thing all of us have to realize is that whatever differences we have, and there might be some big differences, they're way smaller than the differences we have with Mike Rogers. This is a guy who literally introduced the legislation that would have added gas to the fire in the opioid pandemic. He's a guy who has never seen a corporate check he doesn't want. He's a guy who stands for all of the worst things of Trumpism or doesn't want to talk about them. And so our job is to make sure that we defeat him in the fall. And that's
you called him a generationally bad candidate? Was that the phrase?
Dude moves back from Florida, where he made $14 million, still can't explain, probably trading off of his relationships from when he was in Congress. And then comes back here, loses while Donald Trump is on the ticket because he can't decide who he is. Is he a neocon from the 1990s? Is he a MAGA guy? Is he somebody who's caught in the middle? But he also he has the charisma of this floor, which is not very charismatic. So look,
you're sounding very confident.
I'm looking forward to beating him by 7 in November.
So your campaign is putting out some numbers from the Secretary of State's office. Important to say this is from the Michigan Secretary of State. 18,386 voters who have cast absentee ballot, and there are 1 million votes already cast, many of them absentee, did not vote in the last 3 general elections. 53,000 have only voted in one of the last 3 elections. What does that say to you?
I've made the argument for a long time that the best way to understand this electorate is not as right versus left, and then we're in the middle and moderate. The best way to understand this electorate is one that has given up on the establishment of both sides of the party. I'm offering a politics where we get money out to put money back in your pockets and pass Medicare for all. I think a lot of people are resonating with that because they finally see somebody who's offering them something that's different than a politics as usual. And I'm hopeful that at the end of today and into November, we have the opportunity to bring them back, get them involved in our politics, and not just win a seat, but win the future that they need and deserve.
You don't take corporate money, but you are going to have a lot of money thrown at you if you win the primary.
Already
have 80. There's been like $80 million.
What's 80 million more? At the end of the day.
But do you think that you'll get the support of the Democratic establishment? This is the most expensive Senate seat in history.
Yeah,
ever.
Only gonna get worse.
Ever. Yeah, it's $60 million spent against this guy. If the people fronting that kind of money towards Haley Stevens and against this guy care so much about
Michigan. Like, imagine like what else that money could be going towards.
I know.
For
I know.
crying out
It's
loud.
always, when you hear numbers, it's always where your mind goes.
Called the most consequential, the most important. This has been called the marquee race of this election cycle. Do you think that those folks who very much were concerned about electability will put money into your campaign and not look elsewhere?
We talk a lot about Democrats' worry and concern. The question for us is what we're going to do about it. And the best thing I know to do about it is to sign on up and get involved. We've got plenty of clipboards. We've got plenty of doors to knock. We've got plenty of opportunity to start reclaiming our future from what Donald Trump and Mike Rogers want. So for Democrats worried about electability, let's go out and get a Democrat elected in the fall.
And if you win tonight, what's job one for the next, how many weeks do you have?
Electability against fascism. Like, that's where you can make the 2008 comparison and be like, we've seen this story before. The Republican Party runs the country into the ground. It's just really, really bad this time. It's even worse than when W did it. So it feels like we might not be able to understand what's going to happen. As long as elections are free and fair, we should crush MAGA and have a great new. Like, this is about teeing us up for the next 40 years, right? Like, again, he missed an opportunity to go after MAGA there. The electability angle is so fucking weak. It's based on speculation. You don't know who's more electable or who's not. Where are your balls? Pick the candidate that most speaks to you and convinces you of things, persuades you towards their positions. Wouldn't that be something?
Yes.
If we had leaders who actually influenced the public in such a way that the public changed their minds and got smarter.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
To run the general? There are 3 jobs. Number 1, continue to build a movement to get money out of politics, but money in pockets and pass Medicare for all. Number 2, unify people around that goal. And number 3, make sure everybody in the state understands the generationally corrupt candidate who we're running against in Mike Rogers and what he wants to do to rubber stamp a terrible Trump agenda.
Generationally corrupt. You've been very tough also on your opponents. Does politics have to be like that?
Trump has decided he wants politics to be like that. And let's be clear, what everybody's worried about is, oh, look what they're going to say about you. All right, listen to what I'm about to say about him. So look, we could be tough too. I think Democrats need to decide that we're going to be tough on the people who corrupt our politics and kind to the people who've been suffering for a very long time. That's what you're going to get with me every single day.
You've got another long day ahead of you. Thank you so much. And I'll just say that having gone to 2 polling places today and talked to a lot of people, even people who maybe were not voting for Abdul Sayed, they are looking for somebody who's going to make the lives better, and they're frustrated by the establishment that has not done that in their mind. So,
wow, great reporting. Yeah. Great reporting. Just fucking tremendous stuff, guys. No, it's good to see. He's great.
He can even though. Yeah, he can even handle like really milquetoast, mediocre.
It's the same questions all the time. I mean,
interviews.
It is a major mainstream media network. So
he can sell himself regardless. He's really good at it. Yeah, you know.
So this is where it's at now.
Looks
like we're probably not going to get a call for another hour or so. So I don't really feel inclined to stay online. But is there anything else you wanted to maybe talk about or discuss?
Nothing in particular. I mean.
MAGA fascism
not really.
Continues. I've found myself biting my tongue recently, and I'm just biding my time, man. When 2028 comes along, I'll be louder. But for now, let these micro races go out and sow the seeds that we can reap in 2 years for hopefully a blue wave even bigger than the one we saw back in 2008.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic as always. I'd be like really surprised if Haley Stevens actually came out on top here. I do think Mallory McMurrow is ultimately taking from her as more results coming.
She dropped out. But the
well, yeah,
Wayne flipped
even
at
though her name's still on the
6%.
ballot, yeah.
Monroe and yeah, I know, 15,000 votes. That is not insignificant. I don't know why people would still
No.
vote for her.
Right.
But, Monroe and Wayne are still only like single digits. But
Right.
Oakland, it looks like she's about she's up 4,000 in Oakland County. He's right there with her is the point, and he's crushing her
Sure.
in Macomb.
Yeah.
In Ann Arbor, he crushed her.
Right.
in Ann Arbor.
Big time, yeah. Yeah. I noticed Wayne went back to her. But how many? What's the percent
Not
of
by much. It's only 6% of the vote.
Yeah, that
It's
one's gonna
less than 300. It's like
that-
214.
Yeah, that one's like even when we covered the 2024 presidential election, that county in particular took a long ass time to tally their votes. So
Yeah.
so
it's
they
gonna be a while.
Yeah, they won't even finish for maybe a few days, honestly.
Well, it looks like
at least
Abdul's
Wayne County
in
alone.
good shape right now because the
He
mail-in
is.
vote's going to favor him.
Yes.
The mail-in votes are going to favor him for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, good stream.
Of course.
Let's do it again soon.
Yeah.
And for those of you guys watching me, you'll see me on this space this week. Probably next time will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern with Alex of Devil's Advocate Productions. Until then, don't forget, you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
Thanks a bunch of guys.